Ladies and gentlemen, this is Nikhil Parekh from Ahmedabad city in India. In this video, I shall be giving you a recitation of my poem that is titled Greatness. This poem of mine is in my book that is titled Love versus Terrorism Part 1, that has differently titled poems on anti-terror, peace, love, brotherhood. So without wasting a further instant, I shall now commence upon the recitation of my poem that is titled Greatness. Greatness was in the bountifully altruistic lap of Mother Nature, which didn't raise its voice even an infinitesimal whisper. Although plucked an infinite times for its fruit and nutrient by despicably impoverished man. Greatness was in the wholehearted smile of the newborn child, which brought the most pricelessly inimitable cheer to even the most morbidly deadened corpses floating fecklessly in the atmosphere. Greatness was in the timelessly rejuvenating spray of the waterfall, which tirelessly mollified the most horrendously agitated nerves, which tirelessly mollified the most horrendously agitated of nerves, profoundly blended with the rays of golden sunlight. Profoundly blended with the rays of golden sunlight. Greatness was in the first droplet of uninhibitedly blessing rain that fell from the sky, divinely enriching every conceivable patch of ghostishly arid mud with the elixir of vivacious life. Greatness was in the sacredly unblemished eye. Greatness was in the sacredly unblemished eye, which conveyed the most exhilarating tales of an infinite lifetimes, entirely in its whiteness and blackness, which conveyed the most exhilarating tales of a lifetime, entirely in its whiteness and blackness, and the perennial beams that it emanated of omnipotent life. Greatness was in the unimpeachable uniform of the soldier who sacrificed his life without the tiniest of thought or hesitation. As the very first step of the enemy alighted towards his venerated motherland, greatness was in the pathway that forever and ever led to the Son of Righteousness. Greatness was in the pathway that forever and ever led to the Son of Righteousness, where there shone nothing else but the heaven of infallibly brilliant humanity. Greatness was in the tongue. Greatness was in the tongue which licked compassion into the most inexplicably venomous of wounds. Greatness was in the tongue which licked compassion into the most inexplicably venomous of wounds, fully aware that it could disastrously and irrevocably be an impoverished victim of the same. Greatness was in the everlastingly redolent fantasy which united the entire planet, irrespective of caste, creed, religion, or kind, into a singleton wave of unassailably fragrant oneness, of unassailably fragrant oneness. Greatness was in the unpretentious voice. Greatness was in the unpretentious voice that always rose in favor of the oppressed, became their sole guiding ray of enlightenment in even the most vindictively blackened and hopeless night. Greatness was in the unparalleled exuberance of the rustic wind, Greatness was in the unparalleled exuberance of the rustic wind, which never ever let any organism on earth feel lonely, as it enchantingly whistled past their cheeks every unfurling minute. Greatness was in the indefatigably conquering entrepreneur, who still considered the mission to be shades bigger than him, who still considered the mission to be shades bigger than him, whose mission to evolve newness forever continued till the time he lived, whose mission to evolve newness continued till the time he lived. Greatness was in the haplessly childless mother. Greatness was in the haplessly childless mother who still blessed every symbiotically married couple on the trajectory of this fathomless planet to procreate several amazing of their kind. To procreate several amazing of their kind. Greatness was in the truthful rivers. Greatness was in the truthful rivers of sweat which ran down the armpits, paving the most royal tributes paying the most royal tributes to the unflinchingly fearless chapters of undying perseverance. Greatness was in the majestically uninterrupted melody of wondrous creation, which arose from the innermost realms of the triumphantly passionate heart. Greatness was in the multiple colors of the astoundingly eclectic rainbow, which radiated separately and profoundly in their own shades. In their own shades, but together spawned the beams of unparalleled hope. Greatness was in the heart. Greatness was in the heart which knew only to perpetually disseminate the paradise of love. Although its very own beats were salaciously betrayed by the people it befriended in its destined life. Greatness was in the tireless nostril, which kept instilling impregnable life into every miserably stony corpse. Greatness was in the tireless nostril, which kept instilling impregnable life into every miserably stony corpse. Dolorously stagnating till eternity in sinfully satanic vacuum. And greatness was in every entity, every moment, every hour on this endlessly enthralling universe, which forever and ever and ever throbbed with the sky of miraculously reincarnating simplicity. And greatness was in every entity, every moment, every hour on this endlessly enthralling universe, which forever and ever throbbed with the sky of miraculously reincarnating simplicity. Thank you, ladies and gentlemen, for listening to me. From the enormous dormitory of my soul, I wanted to thank you for your stupendously victorious patronization of my poetry.